We'll disable the waiting room. Okay, everyone. Hey, welcome. Welcome to another Friday Fireside Chat. Today we are happy to have Saad. Saad has been killing it lately. He started recently with automations.
Yeah.
How long ago, Saad?
So basically, I started, make.com basically like 2 months ago. Once I finished the like next course on I think it was Udemy or Coursera. I essentially just went ahead for like a 2 minute search on YouTube and I just found Nick's Make Money with Make playlist and I just started binge watching all his videos. And then at first, I used to go back and forth with Nick on emails, and then he was kind enough to like reply and give me like insights. And then essentially, like he started a community, and then I was one of like the few, like the first ones that got into it. And at first, actually, I didn't get any clients. At first, I was focused on things that I didn't that they didn't drive me revenue at all, like building a CRM, for example. Like I had a CRM for basically nothing, like an empty CRM, and I was like uh, constantly like trying to build the perfect website, the perfect CRM, and not actually focusing on like the sales aspect of the business. And once I quickly realized that, it completely changed the way I see automation, and this is how I managed to like basically like make $15,000 this month in revenue just using the cold outreach system.
That's great, man. Great. So, well,
Let's go, Nick.
I'm excited to hear your talk now. So I know you have something to share, right?
Yes, I'm gonna show my screens. I tried to be like Nick and I did like a little presentation here. I'm
Great,
gonna share my screen.
great, man. Okay, good luck with the talk. I'm excited to hear
Yeah, I'm excited to.
your story.
Okay, can you see my screen right now?
It's loading there. Yep,
Okay, can you see the screen?
yep. I went from 0 to 15,000 in 28 days. Crazy.
Okay, okay. So I made this little presentation and then I'm just gonna walk you guys through every step that I did to essentially just generate like $15,000 in revenue. So I never imagined I could like build a thriving automation agency, but following these exact steps, it's very straightforward. I think everyone here can make over like $15,000 a month if they just use these exact steps. At least this is what worked for me. So I'm just gonna walk you guys through it. So the first thing is actually, like I said, prioritizing daily sales activities. So like at first, like I said, I was just focused on like, should I do LinkedIn outreach? Should I just start pumping YouTube videos? Should I just talk about this on Twitter? Should I just start posting? When in reality, like at first when you get started, the first thing you should worry about is like acquiring clients, um, and basically doing more cold outreach to essentially just like have a consistent lead, like a consistent pipeline of leads. And this is what I did. It made me like build a stronger client relationships and drive revenue growth. Second thing is I actually did this thing that Nick recommended me. So a month ago, I was like, "Hey Nick, how can you focus on so much things at first, and how can you like cut through the noise and actually do the things that actually make you money?" And he like recommended me a book, which is The Essentialism, and I read through that book. It's a really good book. And in this book, there's like a one line. In this book, it talks about like eliminating, like it just eliminate everything that doesn't drive your revenue, basically. Like all the things that you can do, you have to like prioritize things that actually like get you closer to your goal instead of like focusing on other things. So this is what I did, and I managed to close my first clients using a cold outreach system, and it was a marketing agency basically. So what I did, so at first I I also did one thing that Nick recommended me, which is Nick always talks about doing things that don't scale. So at first, I didn't had like the perfect copy. I just went ahead and I scraped a bunch of leads, and then I bought three domains, three mailboxes using Namecheap, and I did everything. And I also did the AI personalization, but my prompt wasn't like perfect, so it sounded like AI. I'm not gonna lie. So I just launched the campaign. And then this campaign actually was the game changer. And I managed to close a deal with marketing agencies. And what's funny is the first sales call of the campaign was absolutely like, it was horrible. I did not know how to pitch the system. It was the first sales call that I had in my entire life. Because like I said, I never had I never had like any experience like in sales or anything. Like I only had like a degree in public health. So business was like something like very different to what I studied, to what I had experienced in my life. So this the second sales call, like I said, it was a marketing agency. And I remember that lady, she worked at Meta and she had like a business partner. He also worked at Google. And I remember she was like, "Oh, we always get our clients through referrals." And then there's this voice in my head that came up, and it was Nick. It was like, uh, I quickly said, businesses that rely on referrals, they're basically like side hustles. And then she freaked out at me. Like that lady, she like absolutely freaked out, and she started like, yelling, and she was like, "We can't say that. We've been doing this for years. We only get referrals." And then what's funny is I actually ended up closing that deal. So okay, so the next step is like I said, volume is key. So the first and foremost principle is sheer volume. I once I closed that deal with the marketing agency, I took the deal. It was like 2.5K system, like $2,500, and I took all that money and I just basically invested everything on the cold email. I essentially just bought like 20 domains, and I had like 30 email boxes, and I just started like scraping as many leads as I can, and I just sent out as many emails as possible, prioritizing quantity over everything else. And this is where things started to change. Is where basically I initially like I cast a wide net targeting everyone without discrimination. It was like recruitment agencies, consulting firms, marketing agencies, basically every industry I could have scraped. And then this broad approach helped me gather data and identify potential leads. So once I like launched a few campaigns, it was like 2 to 3 campaigns. I had like basically like no response. I There was a campaign that I ran, and it was heavily on recruitment agencies. So this is where I started identifying a pattern. So if this gonna work. Okay, so like I said, after significant numbers of emails, I started like finding like a pattern, and then I noticed that recruitment agencies like had more responsive. I had more responses from them. Basically, like one email out of four, I received a response from them, and then I quickly realized that okay, this like recruitment agencies absolutely need lead generation system. And then uh, upon identifying that recruitment agencies needed the cold email system, I just shifted my whole focus into them exclusively. I ignored sectors like marketing agencies because what I've noticed is they were burned a lot from lead generation agencies before, and it's very hard to like sell them the cold email system. They were always like giving me answers like, "Can we pay for the end results? Can we do this?" Like we've had potential freelancers before, and they promised the whole entire world, and then we didn't get any results. So I try my best not to like work with them. So right now I just kind of like niche down to recruitment agencies, and what I quickly realized is when you like niche down, you start to get to have like a word of mouth in the industry. So when I worked with this recruitment agency, they were making a lot of money. They were making like probably like 250K to like 300K a month. And I pitched them the cold email system for like $5,000. And this is where like I absolutely like knocked the cold email system out of the park. I basically had like over 30% reply rates, and they were very, very happy about the cold system. And then actually I'm gonna show you guys the my smart lead account that I ran for them, which is right here.
So I don't know if this is intended, but we see it blurred, everything like below pivot.
You can see the presentation.
We see like pivot, but then everything below is blurred.
Okay, wait.
Ah, there.
Okay, maybe there's like, okay, can you see it right now?
Yeah, like one by one we're seeing the
Okay,
lines.
okay, now it looks okay. So I'm just gonna show you guys a smart lead account. So as you can see here, this is a campaign that I ran. It's 45%, 45.71% reply rate.
Hey, brother, we don't see anything. It's still on the presentation.
Oh, that's great. Wait. I'm such a Google Meet guy. This is okay. Can you see right now?
We're still seeing the gamma. Ah, no, yeah, perfect.
Okay. So everything is good right now. Okay.
Yeah, we're seeing
Okay.
the stand
Okay.
open.
So this is a campaign for recruitment agencies, and you can see here 45% reply rate. And this is where I realized that recruitment agencies desperately need the cold lead generation system because I had like 48%, like 48 people replied, and I managed to close like 11 of them, which it made me like realize that the recruitment agencies is where I should probably be like focused on. And I just went ahead and I aggressively just sent out as many emails as I could. Um, so the key takeaways is success is directly like proportional to the volume of outreach and consistency. So I would say that the cold email system, cold outreach, is basically like everything you have to do at first if you don't have like a personal brand, um, because it just makes it very it's for the cost that you like invest into like a cold email system. You can essentially just close like high ticket deals, and you can essentially just replicate what you did, right? So if you build lead generation system like I did, you can basically just use the exact same method and just pitch it and sell them the exact same method, and you just do that over and over and again. So the next thing I'm gonna show you guys is my step-by-step on how I set up a cost-effective yet high ROI called lead generation system. So I use this sort of flow for basically for my own cold email campaigns, also for my clients. And in this guide, I'll provide you like a step-by-step on how I scrape leads, which scraper I use, how I do AI personalization, and which cold email software I use. So basically, I use this scraper right here. It's called Apollo Lead Scraper.
And now we're
Uh,
on the smart
yeah,
lead still, but we don't see the
Yes.
presentation.
there. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. So you can see the scraper.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is the one that I use. It's called Apollo Lead Scraper. And essentially, if you use that one, you don't have to use like LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You don't have to use any mail finder. This scraper actually like just takes the data from the LinkedIn and essentially like provides you with emails, also the LinkedIn URLs, and also like when you use Phantom Buster, you take each leads profile, like LinkedIn profile, and they get like it scrapes the headline. And this scraper, you can basically just have all the data there, like the headline, email. You don't have to like use data enrichment softwares. So this is the one that I use, and this scraper is absolutely insane. You can absolutely like scrape over like 2,500 leads per day. You shouldn't go over 2,500, like you're just gonna get rate limited. So 2,500 leads per day is, in my opinion, is really, really good. So I'm just gonna walk you guys how I do it. So what you need to have is like just a free plan Apollo account. And you're just gonna go to the search, and then just like a LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you're just gonna have to like do a search here. And then this is, for example, we're gonna do recruitment, and I'm gonna go to email status and click on likely to engage, verified. And then essentially what we want is we want to reach to decision makers. So basically founders, CEOs, co-owners, owners. And we're just gonna click on job titles, and then we're just gonna click and search for founders, owner. And then we're gonna do, let's do marketing director. Let's do business owner. You get the point. So this is like, you always like have to reach decision makers. And then for the location, we're gonna choose United States. And I like to also include the UK, because there are tons of recruitment agencies in the UK that really need the cold email system. So once you have that, try not to go above like 2.5K. You're gonna click on net new. Don't click on total, click on net new. And what's required is only this URL right here. So this is the URL that you need to copy. So you just copy this, and then you go to the scraper and just paste that in here. And then for this cookie, you know, when you use Phantom Buster, you have to like download a cookie. When you use this scraper, you just have to download like a Google extension that's called edit this cookie. So you download it and you just click on export right here. Once you copy the cookie, it's just the session cookie that you want to paste. And then you just paste that in here. So once you paste that in here, you go down and you click on get emails. Make sure you click on get emails and click also on wait for email verification. So once you do that, right, you go down and you're gonna see this total numbers of records required. Just leave that empty. And then again, in the proxy, click on residential. Always use residential because this type of proxy has the lowest chance of getting blocked. And then click on run options and click on no timeout. And basically just click save and start. And then when you do that, you're gonna see that the crawler is starting to work. And then you're just gonna get like all of your leads here with the first name, last name, full name, address, everything there. And once you do that, you're just gonna have to, oh, sometimes Apify can run into some issues. Okay, so it seems like there's a problem with Apify, which is weird. I don't know why it happens. Never happened, but I think let me see. Yes, sir. Let me refresh this. So essentially, when this runs, you're gonna get a list of leads like this. Basically, you're gonna get um, first name, last name, just like when you scrape like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and then you're gonna get a row that's called headline right here. I'm gonna wait that because there's a big sheet. My PC is lagging with Zoom. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna see like for whole name, first name, last name, email, city, title, headline, and then what you have to do is you're just gonna take the headline here, and then you take the title, first name, last name, and you just go to make, and then you do like AI personalization. So my prompt is a little bit different than Nick's. So I played around with a bunch of prompts using GPT-4, and I found that this is the one that like actually like works, and it actually like made sure I had like a good reply rates. So this is the one. I'm just gonna leave you guys with the blueprint once we finish the fire chat meeting, and then this is the one. So I say, generate a friendly and direct icebreaker for cold outreach email. The icebreaker should be written in an emotional tone and end with figure outreach out. So I give it a few examples, and then I just went ahead and just like generate icebreakers, and I update a row. So basically, this is how like an example of a AI personalization is. For example, hi Logan, I came across your profile and I was inspired by your journey as the founder of Impacts Recruitment. Your dedication to connecting AEC professionals with opportunities nationwide is truly commendable. Figured outreach out. So this is the icebreaker that I use. And what I do is I just take this big list of sheets and I just pump that into Smart Lead. And I just make sure I actually don't use the subject, like I don't do like personalization for the subject line. I just make sure I do something like, instead of doing like hey first name, I try to like write it in a way that seems like there's a human that wrote that. Instead of saying hey like this, I just don't use that as capitalized, and I just do hey first name. I found that that actually helps because people, when they read through the email, they kind of like see the subject line, and they're like, okay, this guy is an actual human that wrote the email. So yeah, so my stack is Apollo, and then I use AI for personalization, and the third thing is just pumping all these leads to Smart Lead, basically. So do you guys have any questions, or I'll be happy to answer.
So that was great, Sad. Thanks so much for the presentation. There were a couple of questions that were dropped in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm reading through it now. Um, there is Amir that asked, do you manage their inbox replies for them or just manage the copy and email campaign?
So do you manage their inbox replies for them or manage? So it depends. I always try to pitch this. I always tell them, okay, once I finish the lead generation system, I build them like a ClickUp list, and it's just I connect the Smart Leads API with the ClickUp list, and I also build them like a little scenario where GPT determines every lead's engagement. and then it quickly just automatically just gets populated in a ClickUp list. And then I also like send them like a message on Slack, or like I draft them like an email automatically with like an email, hey, first name, lead replied, first name, last name, here's what the prospect said. And they really love that. I also don't manage their campaigns at all, unless like there's like a retainer. So I have like a client that's a retainer where I always manage their inboxes, and I also like do follow up to their campaigns. I also like make sure they never like lose a lead. So whenever like a lead responds to them, I quickly receive like like a message to my Slack, and I just quickly like it's either I reply to them, or like I send them an email. Okay, here's a lead reply. Please like just reply instantly, and they really love it. Also, like I said, you don't have to use Google G Suite. Like I found like problems with it recently. Like I was building a cold outreach system, and like for some reason, all the users that I try to add, they get deleted automatically. So that was kind of like that was very weird. So I just went ahead and like now I just use Namecheap. And what's good about Namecheap is they allow you like 2 months for free. So you can basically like generate results and not pay for the emails until like you generate results after the 2 months, which is really good.
That's great. Yeah. And do you, when you reply to the leads, do you use templates for replies? Like when they reply, do you have a couple of templates set up to reply to them quickly, or do you just
So basically, yeah. So I have this thing where on my phone I have like a notes app, and I quickly drafted like a few responses, and I also have the Slack app, which is really really helpful. Like when you quickly receive an email from a lead, I have an automation where I would send a message to my Slack, and I receive a notification on my phone. And once I receive that, I just have like a quick drafted message there, and it's usually something like, "Hey, first name, thank you for getting back to me. Do you have time for tomorrow? Like tomorrow, here's my calendar. You can book, or I can just use yours." And this is like I try to reply to leads like within 5 minutes. It's like I think it's the best way to like close a lead. It's just to like reply to them as soon as possible.
and you always try to book for the next day?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Also, one thing that I didn't mention is even if you have like consistent pipeline of leads, I think you should always have uh, campaigns like running in the background. For me, like I always right now, like I have a campaign running on basically clockwork, and I think it's the best way to like make sure you always having a consistent pipeline in your CRM. Like I just started using like a CRM right now because I use like Notion for basically everything, for like my copywriting and getting back to leads, everything, like all my responses are there. So right now I just like quickly just started using the CRM.
And what are you using Notion for the CRM?
Uh Obviously ClickUp. Yeah, I like ClickUp. ClickUp is really good. It's very straightforward. And they also have sorry, uh there's a mosque here, so you can hear the sound. So basically, ClickUp, I use ClickUp, and why I love ClickUp is it's so easy to like set up automations, and it's so easy to like also build automation within the CRM using make.com, like Nick did show us in the Make Money with Make. So there's a question, what do you normally charge for the cold email click integrator, and how much do you do for the inbox managed retainer? So for the cold email system, I managed to create a productized like service. So right now, I basically sell the system for 2000 2.5, like most of the time, 2.5K most of the time. And mostly, like I said, I only sell for recruitment agencies. I kind of like niche down for them, just basically just the recruitment agencies. And once like it took me like one client. It was a very big client, like I said, and they essentially like recommended me to like a bunch of other recruitment agencies. And then I just received like other emails from those recruitment agencies like asking me to build them the cold email system, which literally takes like a few hours of like of my day to like build.
That's
There's another question. Thank you for the insane value. What do you pitch in your first email? So I'm gonna walk you guys through my email. So this is a campaign that I'm currently running. I'm just gonna share my screen. Okay. So this is the campaign. Pretty sure it's in this account. So this is the email copy that I use. It's inspired by Nick. Can you see the smartly the
we're just seeing the list of campaigns.
okay.
There.
So this is my usual flow. So I have personalization, and then I use the cold email like a copy that Nick used for the CRM system, and I just really like edit that. And I wrote basically, I know this is a long shot, but I work specifically with recruitment agencies. Basically, I build automated lead generation system that predictably finds, educates, and converts strangers into ideal clients at scale. I did this with company name by targeting HR decision makers, which resulted in 28 new job orders per month, every month without spending a cent on ads. Based on what I've seen in the recruitment agency, I'm confident I could achieve similar better results for company name. You won't have to compete as a commodity against cheaper competitors with poor service. Would this make sense for it? Would this make sense for you? If so, do you want me to just go ahead and generate a list of leads for you? So this is the no-brainer offer that I actually offer. So what I do is once I get a response, I have like a list of leads, right? That I I just send it to them. And then once they see like 2,500 leads compiled with their AI personalization, which is basically just a template that everyone receives, they it's kind of like a perceived value that they receive, and they're more likely to respond after. So my offer is okay, I'm just gonna like scrape you leads, and then what I will do, you're just gonna pay me like this amount, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and buy you domains, like set up all deliverabilities, like do all that stuff, and then I will compile an additional list just like the one I sent you with new freshly scraped ones, and then I'll handle the email copywriting. I usually go on like just one call, and then they just explain to me their business, what they do, and then I just help them clarify their offer, and we try to like work on a offer collaboratively. But I use like my formula to write emails because I always tell them, hey, this is how it's gonna work. Like in order to like for like a cold email system to work, it has to have like a specific language. So they just give me their offer, and I just write a couple variations. One thing that I do, you guys should also do, where is like they love like clients love when I like generate like I just write a couple variations of their emails, and I always like send them an email with like a Notion page, and then I send them the copywriting, and then I do like AI generation, and then like I just send them like an example of what an email would look like, and they love it. They're like, okay, this guy like absolutely like he's not like just disappearing on me. Like I send them like every 3 days, like here's the milestone that I did. Here's what happens. Here's what happens like behind the scenes. And I find that like it really helps with retaining the client also. So, in my opinion, like cold outreach is really good, because like the average person is receiving like tons of emails every day, and when you like do personalization and you offer like a no-brainer offer, basically, like the response rates are gonna absolutely like skyrocket. So let me see if there's any new questions here in the chat.
There are a few. Nico asks, do you have to pay for on their website plan Apollo.io plus paying for its use on Apify interface?
No, you only have to have like just like a normal plan on Apollo, but you have to pay for the Apify monthly, which is like $45. But you don't like what's good about Apify is once you pay for the scraper, you don't have to like pay for other like software such as like Animal Finder or Drop Contacts, because Animal Finder is really expensive. Also, Clay is very expensive. So the quality of the data is always going to be the same because it's always like scraped from LinkedIn, right? Like every platform just gets their data from like LinkedIn, basically. So this is why I use it.
And you set up their campaign. Yeah, sorry.
Jen asked a question. Do you verify the emails from the? No, you don't have to. Basically, once you click on all every email is verified. Exactly. Apollo skips the need for an email finder, which is very cost effective. Very cost effective. You're basically like saving a ton of money. When I sell those systems, I keep 90% of the margins. Basically, like only requires like $100 for the entire system to make, which is nuts. Is there any reason you went for Smartly instead of Instantly? Well, basically, I think Smartly is way more straightforward, and they have a great email warm-up system. They also allow you to add unlimited email accounts, even in the free trial. Instantly, like you have to basically pay for the first plan to even get access to like a few emails, to like to add them to start the warming up, like the warm-up process. Also, there's this thing with Instantly where they don't allow you to use their API if you're not gonna go to the hypergrowth system, the hypergrowth plan. Which, if for example, if you're just running like a small campaign, uh, yeah, not being able to respond within instantly if you're not on high. Yes, exactly. You are not able to do that. So basically, if so Quentin asked, so basically if they answer interested, they answer interested, you just have to ask a couple of for instance, it's efficient. Yes. So so my usual sales call is basically I get on a call with them, and then I typically share my screen on Google Meet. This is why I'm so used to Google Meet. I'm sorry guys, I'm not used to like Zoom. Like I rarely use it. So I just share my screen and I show them the actual data. Like I show them the actual like campaigns that I run for community agencies, and they're like, "Wow, this is interesting. Let's get started." Um, so basically, if they answer interested, you just if they okay. So if you are buying the emails and domains for the clients, how many you buy and how do you hand it over? So that's a great question. So I was just with Dylan the other day, and he asked me this exact question. So basically, once the project is fulfilled, I usually just build like an SOP, and I build them like an entire document where I put their entire credentials there, right? So every credential of Namecheap, their emails, I just organize their credential and I just hand it to them. Unless it's a retainer. If it's a retainer, then like I keep their credentials. I just each month, like we have like a contract where I would scrape this amount of leads, and I would just like set up their entire email infrastructure end to end. So once you build the system for the clients, are you managing the system on a monthly retainer system, or do you teach them how to fetch? What's funny, I had a client that actually asked me, it was like, can you show me how you scrape those leads? And I actually did. I recorded the whole entire video, and then I showed him how I scrape the leads using the FFI system. Basically, what I did in this, like what I showed you guys. And this client ended up being a retainer, and I really like working with the guy. But I wouldn't recommend it if you're not like trusting the guy and stuff, because you're essentially just shooting yourself on the foot.
And for your
Yeah.
campaigns, you usually like how many you set up leads for like 1, 2 months? How do you set it?
Basically, I have like what I do. Okay, so what I do is I have like a specific tasks during the day. The first thing is I every day like I scrape like 2,500 leads. Like every day. Every day I wake up, check the emails, check everything, and I scrape a bunch of leads. And then I just run a make scenario where I enrich them using AI, generate icebreakers. So I always like have a list of leads ready and personalized. So the only thing I do is just I take those leads and I upload them to Smart Lead, and then I just start the campaign. Like I always have a campaign running on on the background.
But I mean,
Do you?
for your clients, how do you manage this? Like when you close a client, do you give them leads for like 2 months?
No, I like when I let's say like a normal client, like a cold outreach, like lead generation system. So I've like my basically my system is I provide them with 4,000 leads scraped. So 4,000 leads, and I buy them four domains with basically each domain name has like three mailboxes. I buy the $80 Smart Lead plan, which is really good. Another reason why you should use Smart Lead is they allow you to send like 150,000 emails, and you can basically like upload up to like 30,000 leads. Smart Lead only allow you to like no, instantly, sorry, they only allow you to upload like 25,000. So in my opinion, for the cost, like $97, $80, and you still have like 5,000 more leads, absolutely like better to use Smart Lead. And what I do is once I buy the domains, I set up the whole entire like SPF, DMARC, all that rigmarole, and then it usually takes me like a few hours, and then I also like scrape their leads, but also takes like an hour or so. So the whole entire system only takes like a day. And I usually tell them that the system will be up and running in 14 days, which is huge, uh, a huge opportunity to like go ahead and just like close other clients. This is the beauty of the cold outreach system is there's no maintenance on the 14 days. So if you build a system in a day, you can just go ahead and build the next system the next day, right? So you don't have to like, because you're gonna do the warm up regardless, right? So this is why I like the cold email system is it's so friction free. So once you set up the cold email system, you buy the domains, it's gonna take you like 20 minutes. Setting up the like the DNS and everything, it's gonna take you like an hour, not that much. Scraping leads, if you use the Epify, it's gonna take you like 20, 30 minutes. You just clean up the data in like 10 minutes in Google Sheets, and boom, everything is there. You just run the mix scenario that I'm gonna give you guys the blueprint, and just run that. And essentially you're basically just doing the entire campaign in like 3 hours. And you're just gonna wait for the 13 days regardless. So on those 13 days, you can basically just focus on closing more clients, focusing on your own campaigns. So this is what I do, and this is how I managed to close $15,000. Is basically, um, you have so much opportunity to basically focus on the sales aspect, because there aren't much like there's not like a lot of technical aspects that you're gonna manage basically, unless it's a retainer. So when it comes to a retainer, I do with them like a weekly call, and then we work on like iterating their offers. If they have like a new offer, I would also like write a couple of variations. I'll send it to them, and then I'll manage their email campaigns basically. Do you
That's
monitor? Yeah. Smartly seems really nice. I'm currently with yeah, Smartly is really good. Basically, yeah, new campaign every day. Yeah, essentially. Because you gotta realize with the cold outreach, um, volume is key. Like you're not always going to close clients, so it's better to have always like consistent like leads coming into your inbox, essentially. Okay, Ladan Said said, what do you do if a client asks in your first outreach mail to the leads? Are you sending them the lead? Yes, exactly. I basically send them a list of leads, and they really like, because there's not much people that actually pitch you with a list of like scraped leads. They're like, this guy is, this guy is nuts. Why is he sending me like a list of leads? It's basically like when you send like a Loom video to a client explaining your product, but I wouldn't recommend it because it messes with the deliverability. You know, it makes your emails land in spam basically if you send the links on your email. Do you use the same accounts for your own agency and the clients, or do you make separate make Apollo accounts? So I use Nick's recommendation. I don't use my own make accounts. I just use their own make. I just like I sign them up on make, and I essentially just do that myself. Like I don't do the onboarding call because I'm not gonna lie, I don't like going onto calls with clients all the time. And I find that they sort of respect that more because they're like, okay, this guy has his time in check. He's not gonna just go ahead and like talk about silly questions on calls. So this is what I do. I make them like separate make Apollo accounts, and it just makes it a lot easier. I don't have to deal with the two-factor authorization, which is really annoying. Okay, so when you acquired your first client, what kind of proof of work did you tell them? I'm asking because I see you're leveraging previous results to get new clients in your mail template. Yes. So basically, like I said, at first, you're gonna have to deal with that. When you don't have like previous work, you're just going to use what you have. So the first campaigns that I ran where I noticed the pattern is I just pitched myself as a freelancer, and I was like, I'm going to I'm gonna generate you leads, and I'm gonna build you a cold email system, or you don't pay. And what I did is basically I built out the entire system on my own. I didn't receive any like upfront 50% or anything because I was just so desperate to like close the clients. I essentially built them the system, and I like bought the domains for them from my pocket. And this is how I managed to close like the first deal. Volume baby, yes. So 13 days warm up, good information. Yes. How soon and how often do you iterate on your campaign A/B testing? So at first I used to do three email splits, but right now I just use two because I find it's very easy to like quickly iterate. And if you have like three test emails, it's much harder to like know which one like did the best. So I always like stick to two right now. And I also use Nick's recommendation here. You guys are gonna hear the name Nick all the time here. So I do the three email sequences: first email, second email, and third one. If they don't want to work with me, then whatever. Hey guys, how soon will this recording be available? It's gonna be available, and the blueprints, also the blueprints. For recruitment agencies, how do you know what kind of leads to get them for that first email response? So I'm just gonna give you guys a quick cheat code. If you're going to target recruitment agencies, always targets HR managers. They're desperately in need for leads. I'm telling you that right now. Even though like I'm working on recruitment agencies, there's a ton of money to be made in this industry. Well, you guys should try it and just tell me like if it works for you. I know 100% it's gonna work because like recruitment agencies like have a ton of money and they don't know how to generate leads. Basically, they always like just do ads, and they always like heavily like just use referrals, which is not a scalable way to acquire clients. How long do you warm up the emails for? So basically 14 days. I tell them, okay, once I get the 50% upfront, I will begin work the next day. And in reality, I just begin work at that second because I think it's better. I want to like finish the system as quickly as possible so I can like focus on other clients. And I build the system in a few hours, and then I just add the emails, set up everything, and just leave the smart lead account to like warm up the email accounts. And like a day before the campaign, I send them an email, like I have like a scenario, like where an automatic email, which I will like, hey, first name, the campaign name is going to be launched tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And all of your leads are going to be populated in this ClickUp list. Here's this ClickUp list in the email. And I share with them the ClickUp list. And all you have to do is every day, you're going to go ahead and just take a look on your ClickUp list. Also, you're going to receive an email each time a lead replies. And I send them like an email. For example, there's like in the subject, hey, first name, new lead replied. And I just send them like basically like everything there from Smart Lead API, which I find that very, very valuable. I was wondering what kind of people you look for to fill out that 2,500 leads to send to their recruitment agencies. Like, how do you know what kind of job they're seeking for? This is something you will discuss with the recruitment agency, basically. So, what they are doing right now is they essentially have like a list of jobs that they have, and they want to acquire people that would want to work these jobs. So what you pitch them in the email as you tell them, okay, I'm gonna guarantee you 26 jobs like each month, every month, without spending a cent on ads, for example. And once you get on a call with them, you just keep asking them questions. You're like, what are the type of jobs that you guys want to scrape, basically? And you're gonna quickly realize they always gonna give you like, we want to target HR managers, we want to target production managers, we want to target these people, and it's so easy to scrape those leads. You just do the same thing. You just go on Apollo, you do your search, and you just basically like target HR managers depending on their industry they work at. Like sometimes I worked with AI. They essentially wanted like AI companies. They wanted marketing agencies. Every like recruitment agency is gonna like ask you a different uh, ideal targets. And this is like the beauty of Apollo, which is it's very easy to set up. You don't need to like pay for additional software. What do the deliverables look like? How do you validate the quality of the results of leads for recruitment agency? Are we matching to the jobs from HR managers? What questions are you asking to target the right companies for each company? Are you now sending the same script please to competing agencies? Generally, how is your hangover process? Is it the biz owner or Marcom contact? That's a great question. Okay, so I'm just gonna start from the first. What do the deliverables look like? Like I said, deliverables are a whole entire campaign up and running. Um, Basically, qualified leads come into your inbox. Also, an automation that populates on your ClickUp list, and also a Slack message or an email, whatever you decide. So this is the deliverable. I mentioned that on um, the proposal that I sent them. And if I'm planning to work, like let's say I build a system and this client wants to work with me like on a monthly basis, like a retainer, I like build them like an SOP with it too. Like I basically just record videos on how like I set up SPF, like DCAM, without even like them telling me to do so. But I find that like when you like give, even if it's called like the uh, if you watch the movie Wolf of Wall Street, he was talking about this Fugazi. It was basically like nothing. Well, it takes you like 5 minutes to like record a video. When they see how you show them how to do the same thing, they're like, "Oh wow, this is crazy." But like they're not gonna obviously they're not gonna do that themselves because they have like other things to focus on. But it's like when you give them this idea that you're willing to share with them everything that you have, it makes you look like a transparent person, and they essentially like love that. They want to work with you more. For the recruitment agency, it was considered B2P, right? Was considering this in Europe, but there was a so strict. Actually, I worked with a lot of recruitment agencies in Europe, especially France and UK. Also, they're desperately in need of the recruitment agencies, of the leads. Sorry, but I found that European recruitment agencies, they're not willing to pay more than like 2,500 for some reason. When you work with like US, they have more money, so they're willing to pay more for that. I'll send it the same.
Question, Saad. The ClickUp list gets populated with the webhook of everyone that replies to the campaign.
Yes, yes. I can like walk you through, guys, how to set up the automation if you want.
Sure, as you wish. I think it's pretty straightforward, though,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty straight.
Just
Yeah, you just
webhook,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
No,
You just have to. Sorry, yeah.
no, I was thinking if you had all of the replies, like including like people that reply, don't talk to me again, for example.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I also include that. I also include that. I have
Just
like three three custom fields, but luckily I don't have like I really like get like don't talk to me, like piss off. I don't like, it's very rare. Maybe maybe like
cool,
let's say like maybe like 5 to 6 people in a campaign.
cool,
But like
cool.
but yeah. And then like there's a custom field where like there's like interested, not interested, um and interest, not interest, unsubscribe, and also out of office. And there's this thing that I do with retainers is where whenever a client, whenever a campaign has a out of office reply, I like basically take those leads, and then I build an automation on Make, which quickly follows up with them basically, and they'll love that. And you'd be surprised on how many like out of office replies you can actually close from those clients, because essentially they're still like leads. They're
Right.
still leads. They replied. They're just on vacation.
And how do you
Uh,
do that? Like, how do
yeah.
you
So
automate?
basically, okay. So here's the sauce. So once you get the webhook from Make and you populate that on ClickUp,
Yeah.
automatically it's just going to be out of office because AI already like filters that. So I do like I build like an automation on ClickUp where the third day I'll send the webhook to Make, and then I'll have like a templated email response where I'll receive the webhook from ClickUp, and then I'll just send an email to that person that's populated as out of office in the ClickUp list. And then I send them like 3 days after, and then a week after, and I just keep sending them emails until they eventually reply. And then and this is like I think this is a really good automation if you want to like build that to a client. And it's how I now, those retainers that I have, thanks to Nick, he explained in the weekly office hours how I would pitch the CRM. So the when the leads get populated in ClickUp, the best thing is you pitch the CRM right away. You tell them, okay, once you get these populated CRM like leads, I'll always like maintain that, and I'll make sure I build you like you're always gonna see leads coming in this ClickUp list, and we can essentially just do like automations afterwards, and we can like nurture those leads down the line. Hey, what was your oh, hey, Eduardo. Hope to see you, man. Hey, what was your process for niche and effective efficient deal selection before landing recruitment agencies? You said when beginning, you did cold emails to marketing agencies, lawyer, etc. As in, did you change your website copy and go from niche to niche? How did you land there to iterate? So basically, like I said, once I sent a massive amount of email, I was very aggressive with my cold email system. I think this is what you should do. You should always be aggressive with cold email. Um, like I said, I noticed a pattern. Like I had like send it and see what sticks exactly. Basically, you just reach everyone, and then if you like, what I noticed is recruitment agencies actually like replied better, like more consistently than other like marketing agencies, law firms, and other agencies basically. And this is how I managed to build like a successful like lead generation product size service right now. And what would I go from here? Honestly, I'll keep doing the same thing. The only thing that I would love to do is get into like LinkedIn groups where there is like more recruitment agency groups there, and I'll just pitch my service there, which I think it's a good way to do so. But I'm not really sure about it. I think I want to cap to like a consistent like 12 to $15,000 a month using this method before I use like LinkedIn or other things. Yeah, because I think that when you like focus on three things at like 3 to 4 things at first, it's very hard to give your whole entire attention or entire energy to like one consistent revenue wise. Quentin said recruitment agency equals HR, so more sticking to the human being aspect, I guess. Yes, basically.
And I have a final question, Saad. After you finish with you said you give 4K leads to
Yeah.
your package in your 2.5K package, right?
Yeah.
So after that gets done because you deliver the leads and the campaign starts running. So at that point you hand off the system to them, right?
Yes.
Like after the second week. And for them to continue keeping the system on, what do you suggest something to them like get an
Yes.
Apple.io subscription?
Yes. Exactly. I'm not. This is where I pitched them the retainer. I'm like, okay, if you're gonna work with me retainer, I'm gonna give you a discount. So first I started doing Upwork, and I had like a hourly rate of $42.51 an hour, and then like I just upped that, like just recently upped that to I think it's 57. So I tell them, okay, here's my hourly rate. It's like $57, and I'm just gonna give you a discount of 15%. And if you think about it, 15% is nothing because the amount of work I'm going to do is disproportionately like very low to the amount of money I'm going to make. Because
Right.
the only thing I'm going to do really is scrape them new leads each month. And if there's new domains, if they want to scale their cold email campaigns, I'll just buy them new domains and basically like warm them up again and just go from there. If they want to refine their offer, which rarely happens, if they usually when they have like a really like good offer that works and they have like good reply rate, they want to stick to it because they're like, okay, if it works, why change it? So it's very rare when like a client tells me, okay, let's work on this offer right here. But I've had a few that they don't want to do that. What's up, brother? Appreciate it. Yeah, I have 9 mailboxes warming up in instantly past 2 days, ordering 7 more domains, 21 more mail inbox. Therefore, Gmail set up an instance so I can test more. Then you didn't even worry about website copy when iterating in between niches. Just as captivating offers and emails, sending out lead gen solutions to certain niches. I'm asking and I'm really confident with sales calls and face-to-face pitching my weak win. All of this alongside make APIs, website, all of that. Then you didn't even worry about it. Website copy iterate between. Yes, I really didn't didn't really care. I actually didn't put that much effort in my website, as you can see. It's pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't care about it. When they get on sales, when I get on sales call, I just know how to pitch myself. And they usually like don't care about like how your website looks like. This is why I said like prioritize like daily sales call. I think having like just a normal website, like just a normal website, like Nick like did with the workflow loop, just a template, and then you'll be good to go. How many hours do you set for your retainer? I don't work hourly, but I just give them like I just always like sprinkle the hourly rate there. I tell them, okay, I'm gonna give you a discount, and then my monthly retainer will be $3,000 for the email system, and then because they've seen the results, they see that the email system works. It really does work. When you do the AI personalization, it does really work. Especially when you scrape like good leads from Apollo, like I said, you don't have to like use other platforms. How do you guys order domains? Namecheap. I think Namecheap is better than GoDaddy. Remove the noise, focus on leads. That is important. Exactly. You shouldn't be focusing on other stuff. Just focus on sending as many emails as you can, and then you quickly realize that you will find like people that you work with, like let's say you manage to close like a few clients, you're gonna quickly realize like which clients you like working with most, and then you can just go ahead and just like work with them all the time. Basically, just reach those type of people. So you're set up at 2.5K, but retainer is 3K. How do you justify the increase in price for the retainer? Is it because they're happy with the results? Yes. One, because they're happy with the results, and two, because I have the leverage. I absolutely have the leverage, and once I like give like they see the value and the results. I read this book. It's called The Art of the Deal from Donald Trump, and you have to be willing to walk out of the deal before you accept it, basically. So I always pitch them like $3,000 because they've seen the result, they've seen the reply rates. So I just go ahead and tell them, okay, here's my monthly retainer. I will you will have full maintenance, and then if you want like other automations, this is where like I pitch automations. This is where like I quickly slide in the make.com side of thing. I try to I'm like, okay, once we have your lead generation system, what can we do like in the future? How can we like make you more money? And always make sure to don't actually try to like explain them how the system works. Just like show them what you will get them, instead of like telling them, okay, I use this and I use this, because I found out that they really don't care. So if you deliver the product in 14 days, basically you are giving them 4,000 leads, and then the system fully formed up and onboards the smart leads, correct? Do you hand off after 14 days or after the system has worked for a first bit? So once they once I hand them out the smart lead account, they just log in. I give them the whole entire credentials, and then I pitch them something like, hey, you can see the result coming in your campaign. I have a monthly retainer thing where I would basically like scrape you like unlimited leads each month, and you will essentially get full maintenance, and I will keep on refining your email campaigns to the best practices. And I will also like I said, we get in a weekly call where we discuss like future offers and stuff. Yeah. So do you have any questions, Santi?
No, man, I'm good. I think we should be wrapping this up already.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Saad, for everything. Huge value, man. Amazing talk. So great that you joined during your holidays, guys. Saad is on holidays, and he
Yes, the biceps guy.
talk with us. So yeah, it was great having you here today, man. Now, if you want to drop a post for the blueprint,
Yes.
we just
I quickly
one
drop a post right now, and then guys, if you want, like, just send me a message. I'll be able to reply to all of you. Like, I'll even like include like a list of like some copies that did really well in a Notion page, and you guys can just copy that and use that for your own campaigns.
You are the best, man. Thanks so much again. Well,
Thank you so
thanks
much for
everyone
having me.
for
This is
joining.
the best community.
Yeah. Well, we're very happy about the community.
Yeah,
Everyone
thank you
here
so much, man.
respect the community.
Thank you guys
So,
for coming. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and let's all make some fucking money.
let's go, guys. See you next Friday.
See you next Friday.
Bye.
Peace.